I'm sure each and every one of us was once a child. So, there is that child in you that you shouldn't hide. Yeah? So let that child in you come out today and let us embrace and enjoy every single moment of today, because today we don't just celebrate the children that are in our presence, we also celebrate the child in us. So now, I know there's someone here who wants to pray for us, but I don't know who that is. But if that is you, thank you so much. I was about to ask if that is you, please raise your hand. But the hand came up before I even finished, so please.
Hello, my name is Talent Agumisiza, and I'm going to pray. Our God Father, who is in heaven, we love you so much because you love us mostly. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be in the land of the living God. We want to thank you for the gift of life, and we want to thank you for the gift of children among us, Lord. Father, we thank you because you alone you can give a child, and you alone you can keep a child. We bless your holy name because of this other wonderful weather. We thank you for the opportunity to work with MTN. In the mighty name of Jesus, we thank you so much. Amen.
I'll then now request the media team to lead us through the national anthems. And at this point, could we all please get upstanding?
Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hand. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Okupetane tenyoyona, line panga Uganda. Yamanyi wanyo ekwanga yafe, kwetolole nsizona. Twesimye nnyo, olwa Buganda yafe. Ekitiibwa kya Buganda kyabada, naffe tukikuumenga.
Now, I would like to tell you a very short story, and I promise it's going to be very short. When I was still a child, I'm still a child, there's still a child inside of me. We used to, by the time MTN came into Uganda, we had coined a statement for MTN, and this was Mama, Tata, Nange. So I believe that still holds. as today we celebrate the Nange, but then also we also know that dive into the speakers for the day. Please allow me to invite Asia Kamukama from Maendeleo Foundation.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to Maendeleo. We are very happy to host you all today. And we hope and pray that whatever we are going to discuss today, you're going to take it seriously. My name is Asia Kamukama, Executive Director and co-founder Maendeleo Foundation. The word Maendeleo means progress in Swahili. And the reason why we picked it is because progress is at the core of everything that we do in our work. We started around 2007, but started the actual work in 2008 with a mission to complement Uganda's education system with practical, digital, and job skills. And since then, we've done it justice. We go everywhere in Uganda, empowering people with digital skills, job skills, and now, here at the center, we also empower young people with vocational skills. Thank you. We are a team of about 7 people, but we do amazing work. And most of our work is in schools around Mukono. Since we began with every year, we partner with at least 10 schools in Mukono, primary schools, teaching children between the age of 6 to 13 digital skills. And the reason why our major focus is on young children is because we believe that when we start young, not only do we spark the excitement and interest in technology, but also responsible use of technology. So today's event is very dear to our hearts because it touches the majority of the people that we work with, which is children. This year alone, through our school program, we've worked with over 3,000 students in Mukono, primary school students, teaching them how to use computers, smartphones, and some events. We go to schools and talk about the challenges that technology brings, especially for children. So we are not shy, we not only tell them about the power of technology, it is here to stay, and we must teach our young people how to use it responsibly and enjoy the benefits that come with using it. So today we are going to unpack a number of tools that we believe that each and every one of you can be able to use and tell the people in your communities about, so that together we can keep our children safe online. We work with MTN Foundation. We started our work with them in 2002, and we work with the MTN Internet Bus, which we have taken to over 36 districts in Uganda. Every month we are in a different district, empowering people how to use technology. And I believe that today's launch is something that is crucial because we are going to carry the message, the tools, to every community in Uganda that we go to on the internet bus. I welcome you all, and please enjoy yourselves. And the children, please be free. This is a platform for you to tell us what you experience, or some of the things that maybe your brothers and sisters have experienced, because we want to support you to be able to enjoy using online. Today we were having a discussion and somebody was telling us that, you know, the internet needs to limit children using it. There is no limitation of using technology. Personally, I believe in empowering everybody to use technology. So limiting somebody to use it does not protect them from the dangers or some of the harmful things that might happen. But if we sensitize them on how to use it. What are some of the things, if you come across this, and provide platforms where they can report, where they can get support. If parents know how to guide their children, I believe that the opportunities are limitless. Thank you, and please enjoy your day.
Thank you so much, Asia, for those opening remarks and for your awesome leadership here at my Maendeleo Foundation. Community work is not, it's not a walk in the park. There are lots of challenges. There are a lot of commitments that you make as a person, but then also you become selfless. A part of you is taken away and yet brought back, yeah? You lose yourself so that you can gain yourself back. You're solely committed and sold out to community. So, Asia, we appreciate it for the panel. And now we are at a critical part of today's program. And here we shall discuss why online safety matters for children. In this day and age, our children are exposed to the online world as early as they can see and say, Dada, Mama, Papa, yeah? I mean, sometimes as parents, because we are busy, we delegate the parenting to that phone and to that tablet, but little do we know that these phones and tablets and the TV expose them to a lot of things out there on the internet. Now, the internet is for everyone, and this is a mantra that ISOC goes by, yeah? And children are part of everyone. So let us not think that the internet is just for you, the adults. No, it's not, yeah? It's also for the kids. So we need to make sure that we keep them safe online. Now, on this panel, we are privileged to have experts and voices representing different perspectives. Now, as I invite the panelists, I would like to invite Cleopatra Kanyunyuzi from Pink Code. Please come take your seat. Now, Pink Code, a big round of applause. Now, Pink Code is, it creates an inclusive and empowering technology space. And secondly, we have Ruth from Police, Family and Child Welfare. Now, oftentimes girls are often, left out in certain decisions or makings in different spaces. Now, Smart Girls ensures that no girl is left out. Allow me to invite Rehema Hassan Nambi to join us on the panel. Then do we have a representative from Ban Radio? Oh yes. So allow me to also invite Preston from Ban Radio to come and have your seat at the panel. We cannot have this conversation without the presence of a community leader. Yeah? So allow me to invite Kathy to join the panel. So when I exit or leave, depending on whether it's American English or British, when I exit this podium, I'll be inviting a lady who will take us through this amazing panel. And I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about the outcomes and the conversations that are going to be happening in this panel. Feeling my shoes. Thank you, Dorcas. And
Good morning. Mwasuze mutya no. Mwasuze mutya. Mambo, from wherever you come from. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you for this launch because this is very important. Uganda recently launched the digital roadmap, but they forgot to talk about safety online. And we are glad that MTN is doing this launch to continue to protect the children and adults on the internet. I would like to welcome all the panelists. You have vast experience in the digital space, and I believe you're going to give us a good way forward on how we can continue to protect the children and even adults. This does not leave behind the adults because even the adults are not using the internet responsibly. I believe we'll pick key insights on how best we can protect ourselves and the children. I'm always very fascinated when they talk about security, and I think my first question will really go to security because in this country, the rule of police is to protect and serve. And they swear that they will protect us even when we don't seem protected, but we are grateful. What are some of the solutions that are available from police to continue protecting their community and the children online? Are there reporting mechanisms that you have provided to continue protecting the community and the children? Officer.
Thank you so much. I'm Ruth Chintu from the Child and Family Protection Department, and I'm here for my boss and the police institution. Yes, our role as police is to protect and serve. And in protecting and serve, we serve adults and children because at one point we're all children, and at one point the children will graduate into adults. As a police force, we do our work through directorates and departments. We have the Child and Family Protection Department, where I come from. We are charged with ensuring that families and children basically are safe and protected. And in case safety or protection is compromised, we are there to chip in, to intervene and see that we all live in safer environments, especially in a domestic space. However, in execution of this work, our mandate also involves networking. We network with stakeholders like Maendeleo, like MTN, the civil society, other government agencies, ministries, and departments. And internally, we also network with other police departments, particularly the CID department. I have this opportunity to inform you that When a matter is child-related or family-related and is reported to the Child and Family Protection Department, we normally do not do vast investigations. However, we have sister departments. When it comes to online-related cases, we have the Cyber Crime Department, which is under CID headquarters. So my sister Dorcas, if an abuse, online abuse has been detected in Mukono, we have a desk at CID headquarters. It is a fully fledged department which traverses the entire Uganda where cases of online, because they are technical, where cases of online challenges have been reported, they help to make sure investigations are done. At KMP headquarters for Wakiso, Mukono, and Kampala, we have KMP headquarters. There is also a cyber desk which basically handles this. Then all over the country, we have child help lines, 116. We work with the Ministry of Gender. As long as your phone has a battery, even if it is 1%, even if you don't have airtime or data, you can just call 116. It is manned 24/7. They work in shifts, so your matter will be recorded wherever you are, and we shall always link up with our team that are spread all over the country to see that you get assistance. Then as Child and Family, a little many, it is 0800 199 195. So wherever you are, even if you can't move, because there's most of the online abuse basically happens in our homes or in the cafes where our children go. So it may be hard for the victim to report, but as long as you have access to a phone, you can raise, particulars will be taken. The desks are manned 24 hours, 7 days a week. At least you will get assistance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Officer, for the insights that you've shared. I would like to welcome Smart Girls. What is Smart Girls? Do they dress smart? Do they eat smart? Do they drink smart? Kindly share a few insights about what Smart Girls does.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rehma Hassan Nambi, and I work with Smart Girls Uganda. It is a not-for-profit organization that empowers and supports girls in different programs to make sure that they have self-esteem and they are confident. With Smart Girls, we do one where we train girls in computer literacy to make sure that they can thrive and navigate the digital world. And through educating them on how to use a computer and what is a computer, we tell them and educate them on the safeties of being online. And through our program, it is called the Girls in Tech, it gives them the liberty to understand that just because you hold a phone just in your hands, having internet, you're having like 5 billion people and above that you're connecting with, to those that you know physically and those that you do not know. The fact that they are online, we tell them that understand that there are online predators who are targeting youths and young children to make sure that they go onto those platforms, games, or whatever that you're using internet with. So at Smart Girls, we literally educate, empower, and support young girls and women.
Okay, and that said, what are the most pressing online safety challenges that children face today, particularly in Africa and
Of identity. I had one of our students from a different program follow the link. I don't know whether we also that link going via WhatsApp and everything where they are getting money, free money. I don't know, just link and do that. So a friend sends in a group and she clicks on the link. She started giving out private information. Little did she know that she was going out of her account. A few minutes later, she was out of her account and the hand number would not register back on her phone. So every time she wanted to register that number back, they would tell her to get the code from that gadget where the other person is whatevering everything from. So the emotional toil and how the parents and family was relying on the information from her, this person would get or got some money from others simply because they were relying on her chat and number to get it. So cyber crimes and theft mainly with the youths, and because they do not understand that these are even crimes, they do not know that what I am facing is reportable or is something that I would take as serious. So we keep on educating them and informing them. Do not just click on any link. We are trying to make them understand, how do you know that this is a predator? Who is sending you the information? Before a number you know in your contact sends you to ask you for private information, things like your name and maybe your parents' number or everything, first confirm. And we are open always to make sure that they can come back to us in case they feel something is fishy, for them to understand about their gadgets. Because we have to take the reality is these children, they are learning, but they are in their era. This is like their digital era. Somehow, even the parents need to learn and to understand the online safety and also being online, what it costs. So we give them the liberty to, while we are monitoring them and evaluating how they are using it, we are talking to them and we are telling them these are the crimes that are happening. Fraud, identity theft, you do not just give out your things. Cyberbullying, when someone just calls you names or says something about you, then we have a generation where they are literally not getting the point of this is reality or just fiction, and they are going into unnecessary competitions because they are seeing a peer who is doing well online. Now, this could be something they're just doing before the camera, but it is not their reality. So these are some of the crimes and risks that we tell them that are available while they're online.
Okay, thank you, Rehema. And the insights are very, very fresh. For those of us that are on TikTok, know the impact of staying safe online. And I would like to invite Pink Code. I know you're doing quite a tremendous job in the community, but kindly share what Pink Coconut is, and then we'll roll into Pink Code. Sorry for murdering your name, Pink Code.
Hello, everybody. It's exciting to be here on this day, having this discussion. Pink Code is a non-profit organization that is addressing the skills gap in the digital domain with a gender-wise approach. We are working with underserved communities to make sure that they are included in the digital space. We have a project that we are very passionate about right now, and we've already walked a few miles with MTN, called Cyber Guardians. Cyber Guardians is a project that is entirely dedicated to keeping children safe online. Yes.
Okay. What proactive measures are available to identify and address child sexual abuse online as Pink Code?
Okay, so some of the measures that are available, I'll talk about the platforms that these children are accessing. Are using AI technologies that are able to detect instances where there is online grooming or offensive language that can be categorized under cyberbullying. So there's a lot of investment that is going into AI technologies that are able to detect, flag, and either forward these messages to humans for review, or they actually do the deletion of these harmful content or messages that are being spread around. Yeah, and then also we have reporting channels. I want to talk about the one for MTN in collaboration with the Internet Watch Foundation. Okay, it's also a platform that has been opened up to the public to go and report instances of child sexual abuse material that is being circulated widely right now online globally. Okay, and also according to the Internet Watch Foundation, they've received over 200,000, or they received over 200,000 reports over child sexual abuse material filed back in 2022. So that goes to show that we have international organizations that are really at the forefront trying to push for safety for our children. Just last week in Washington, in front of Capitol building, yes, is it in Washington? For those that travel, right? We have an organization that we are benchmarking as being called Common Sense Media. They went and stood in front of the Capitol building and were advocating for 2 bills to be passed. Okay, one was called COSA, Kids Online Safety Act, and another is called COPA 2.0. Now these bills, they're inviting us as stakeholders to join the fight, talk to our lawyers and push for these bills to be passed. These people are in America, but guess what? If they have success over there with these bills passed, we can benchmark what they're doing here in Uganda, even as Pinkodo, as MTN and partners, and we ride with that also to see success in our fight to keep children online.
Okay. What practical steps can schools take to incorporate online safety in their curriculum?
Still for me?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Because you're doing a lot of the digital literacy, and I believe.
Okay, you're so spot on. You're so right, because our biggest stakeholders are children, right? So we have to find them in schools, okay? And when you're looking at a child in this fight for online safety, the child is at the center of everything. But this child has different people that surround them in their circle of care, where we have parents, educators, call them the teachers, okay, around them, caregivers. So we go into school, responsible digital citizens, okay? Responsible digital citizens, okay? We are teaching them about the dangers online. My colleague from Smart Girls, we are teaching them about the dangers online. My colleague from Smart Girls has the child, the smartphone, internet. MTN has made data bundles so affordable. Thank you so much, MTN. We need to make sure that we are educating our children. How do you educate children? You have to educate yourselves first. You cannot tell them about cyberbullying when you don't know who a cyberbully is. Okay? If I pose the question to the audience, like tell me real quick, who's a cyberbully? Does anybody know? Okay, I'll answer that. A cyberbully is a person who uses the internet to threaten, harass, and embarrass another individual. Okay? Cyberbullying, more to that, does not only stop at that, it also includes exclusion. Okay, your child might be excluded from platforms at school. That is also a form of cyberbullying. And then even us here, I'm sure some of us here have also participated in cyberbullying or distribution of child sexual abuse material, okay? So once you watch a video, stop consuming content that you clearly see a child is being exploited. Don't distribute it, don't share it with another person. Yeah, I'll cut it.
Thank you so much, Pink Code. But I would like to bring this back to the community and Ban Radio. Is Ban Radio a radio or a radio on fire?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pastor Mike Presson. I'm a team leader and founder of the Ban Radio, which is a digital broadcasting station. We major in the 21st century skills, which are the 4 C's: communication, creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. So all our work is encompassed around the 4 C's. So we believe that when there is a very perfect generation that communicates well, for example, I don't know if the children are listening, if your teacher says momote and then in a momota, so there is a gap there, there's going to be havoc in community and society. So we realize that the fundamental problem-solving solution is communication. If the government and all stakeholders, including training institutions, can understand that communication is at the core and the foundation of everything, then we are moving one step into solving global problems. Yeah, and from communication, you have collaboration. You cannot work together. We wouldn't have this partnership. Maendeleo would not be where we are or with MTN if there was no collaboration. MTN cannot solve the world's problems alone. They need partners. That's why everyone is here. You know, we have Smart Girls Foundation, we have Pink Code, the Ban Radio, and we have the police and the government. Why? Because it's important. So, time back, a group of academia and business people realized that in order for a child to survive, they need the 4 skills. That is communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. And that's what we measure. So Bond Radio, yes, is a digital radio station. We broadcast to over 58 countries. We have over 15,000 listeners online. And we are actively both online and on site. Thank you.
Thank you, Press. First one, what strategies can parents adopt to monitor and guide their children? I hear about the forces. Can they be integrated? Can the parents do this with the forces?
Thank you very much.
How do we use them?
Absolutely. I think one of the major roles parents are going to play in integrating cyber crime and problems is what we call at the Bond Radio character development. We realize that there's measures online, there's software applications that can be developed, but trust me, believe you me, there is a way people break them. Whether it's firewalls in companies, whether it's passwords. We have children who are smart. They will look at you from a distance like this when you're punching in. Then they say, it's okay, mommy, first. And then they'll punch in your password. Recently, I have a Google family regulatory setting in my phone, and I realized that I was consuming too much internet. There was so much screen time. So I said, you know what? I need to detox, what we call digital detoxing. I said, these 2 months I'm not going to be online past 9 p.m. That's time for me and my wife and the children. So I said, let me put the settings 9 p.m. up, off, internet off, everything off, the phone blacks out, black and white, and I did it. So recently my son calls me and says, Daddy, can I play a game on your phone? He's 3 years old. And I give him my phone, and I know he's not going to do anything. 3 years old, ladies and gentlemen. This boy looked at the, the basic home screen apps which are in black and white. He pressed them long. He played with them. He fidgeted, and one popped up. I said, wow. He did, and then he flipped out all the apps, and he landed on his gaming app. Before I know, I'm seeing the little boy playing. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? So I realized, yes, we have all these. But as parents, we cannot defeat the system until we build character in our children. Number one, if a child is taught responsibility as a character, they acquire that trait. They're going to grow. Let's say we begin earlier. Sometimes we think it's too early for them to be restricted, or it's too early for them to learn about internet safety. But the earlier, the better. Imagine, mine is 3 years old. He's turning 4 in January. If I start to build a character in that little child, and I say, no, son, we don't play phone at night, that is character. I am training him. I'm molding him to have personal discipline. And that is going to beat any app. Why? Every time we restrict our children as parents, we realize that they are more anxious. They become more inquisitive. They will not touch those apps. They will not use those gadgets if you are present. But the moment you drive out, they're like, They even know all the passwords in the Wi-Fi. They even recreate, So as parents, one, we need to build on our children's character. We need to instill in them traits like responsibility, faithfulness, self-control, excellence. That is global. That can't be beaten. Another one is not giving them, as parents, we don't need to give them administrative rights on their gadgets. If you buy a gadget for your child today, I think as a parent, the first thing you're going to do is to give your child secondary rights. Don't give them administrative. Why? You restrict their apps when they're the second user of that phone. And then the other one is definitely you have to just be in the supervision. You're with them, give them the freedom, let them understand that internet is a double-edged sword, like the previous MC said, but it's also, it has its pros and cons. It's more of a tool to add value. At the Band Radio, we have what we call digital skilling camps every holiday. It's about 10 days where we detox the learners from general internet usage. So what we do, we show them useful apps like tell my bedtime story.com. We have kiddies.com. There's very many apps that we can always give. If you need any of those apps, I have a list of them. Some of you parents who are here, please write these apps down. They will help your children. I believe this discussion is also going to be very helpful for you. It's not just for the little ones and the children as well. They need to hear these apps. These websites, they're very useful. We have kidshealth.org. It's a wonderful website, very educative. The children will learn more. We have scratch.mit.edu. We have www.coolmath.com. Cool math, eh? Wonderful. We have www.classicforkids. We have hellokids.com. We have Huda Math. Huda Math is good. You have your kids, learn how to calculate. We also have freekidsbooks.org. freekidsbooks.org. We have safnetkids.com. Please, parents, those are very useful websites that during holiday you can get your children become more creative and also utilize the internet very well. And lastly, as parents, we need to collaborate with teachers in our ecosystem. Why? The teachers train the learners how to be responsible online. But then we, the parents, because we love our children so much, we let them go crazy. So we need to collaborate. When the teachers train and teach them how to stay safe, as parents, we need to agree and emphasize what the teachers have taught. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much from Ban Radio. And I hope we all have written down, but we'll also share. You'll find all the information, all the website content that has been shared on the MTN platform, or you can follow MTN Uganda on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You'll find all this shared right there. But I would like to go back to the community, because the community has raised all of us. Growing up, we knew a child belonged to the community. When the neighbor would smack you, you would not go home and report, because they will report before you get there. If they found you drinking water from a place that is not right, you know what would happen. Is that still going on? Are we still in that community? I think the community needs to bring us up to speed with what they are doing regarding online safety. I know Kathy is coming from probation, and I asked her if I can go and file for child support online. Is there an online child support portal?
Good morning. My name is Catherine Namoma, and I'm sitting here in 3 different categories. I am a child and welfare activist. I work with an organization that fights for the rights of children who have faced sexual violence by giving them safety, justice, and healing. Those are the 3 aspects we look at. And then I also am a parent of 6 children between the ages of 20 and 14. And then I work closely, I am representing the probation office, because I work closely with the probation office, child and welfare office in Mukono, in effecting the work, in providing the services to the children. And you asked a key question, are we still impacting children today as community? Technology has taken over our children. We've talked about it, every panelist has talked about it. Technology has taken over. And we, the parents, are comfortable with our children being raised by technology. Growing up, we were comfortable playing outside. We were comfortable playing dodgeball, jump rope, doodoo. We would play hide and seek, and we would be fine. Today, children say they are bored as early as 10 o'clock because internet is off, electricity goes off, it is an emergency. So our children are being raised in a community where we are uncomfortable with our children being uncomfortable. And because of that, we are influencing our children to think life is about a phone, life is about internet, life is about a game, and without those things, they can't survive. When we were having children in the early 2000s, we had children, but we did not have digital technology as much. So my child could not be entertained on a phone. The least I could do is put a tape in a deck, VHS. VHS, I am that old. Put a tape in VHS and the child watches a musical for 30 minutes. And I'm right there with them. Parents today are not sitting with their children. They are not spending time with their children. They are not listening to their children. They are not educating their children. So who is doing the education? Community is not responsible anymore. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a neighbor discipline another? As far as I'm concerned, whenever there is a report of an abuse or a report of something happening, as someone who works in community, you only listen and know that community knew when social media comes out or when a reporter comes and interviews and say, bulijjo tubadde tukiraba, bulijjo tubadde tukimanyi, omwami oyo abadde akozesa omwana we, tubadde tukimanyi, what have you been doing about it? Nothing. Omwana we oyo tebamugambako, omuntu oyo tatubuuza. So community has given way for technology to take over, and we are losing our children. Police mentioned emergency number 116. We get many of our cases of sexual abuse from 116, from the probation office, from the police. When a child reports, what happens? Community sabotages a report. We no longer have people who are responsible enough to care about the pain that a child is going through. No, right now we are talking about cyberbullying, we are talking about sexual abuse, we are talking about children who have no confidence, who have no vision, no passion, and we are not passionate about it. And we are thinking we are doing our children any service. We are not. Now, as parents, me as a community person and as a parent, we need to get to the point where we have serious conversations with our children, where we create relationships with our children. We cannot allow media influencers to be the parents of our children. Someone cannot come up and say, look at the content that comes out on TikTok. And everyone is an influencer. Everyone has something to say. And we the parents are laughing about it. We the parents are not concerned. We are thinking, no, it is, if you're not spending time with your child, they are going to take in what they hear. And what they hear is going to manifest through what they do, through how they act, through how they behave. I remember, I have a daughter who is in university now, but when she was in senior 6 and she went for prom, the next day they started, her classmates started a group, a WhatsApp group, to bash her. It was started just to bully her. And had I not had a good relationship with my daughter, she probably wouldn't be alive today. Because she came and showed me the messages that were going on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was able to walk that journey with her to manage the bullying that she was experiencing because I had a relationship with her. Now, most of us parents, the children say, who is your role model? Sheba is my role model. Who is your role model? Full Figure is my role model. Who is my role model? Kim Kardashian is my... But when is this child going to sit down with Kim Kardashian to be educated? When you, the parent who gave birth to the child, are not taking responsibility for your child, your child is going to grow up the way they know. Secondly, we are not there. Yes, it is a vicious cycle of poverty and the economic empowerment for us to go out, right? We want to fight poverty. We want to have money. We don't want to fail. But is it beneficial to get the money and lose your child? We have to balance it out. We are not present. Parents who stay home and look after their children are actually talked about in communities as failures. But you see, you will not get a relationship with a child when you come home at 10 and leave at midnight and leave in the morning. Every day. Some of us work from Monday to Monday. Every day. No relationship. You have to make a mental choice to say, do I want a child or not? We have disserviced our children to a point where community does not have influence whatsoever. And then, when it fails, then we blame community. Community is not doing their job. Religious leaders are not doing their job. When was the last time you went to church with your child? When was the last time you actually sat down and read a Bible verse with your child? If you're Muslim, when was the last time you influenced your child to know what the Quran says about behavior? Then there is culture. Culture has left us completely. There is no culture. Children don't greet. Have you engaged with a child and visited a child and they're on phone? 2-year-old, 3-year-old, they are on phone. A visitor comes, they cannot even say hello. And the parent says, "Omwana oyo bw'atyo. Omwana oyo ayagala nnyo gundi bambi bwe bityo bwe bibeera." There is no time. The parent just suggests, "Can you please greet?" Is that normal? We used not to do that. We used not to do that in those days. What is happening? Our communities have failed. As parents, we are failing. Technology has taken over, and we are going to face a major challenge. If we don't wake up, if we say that 3-year-old can access apps, my children who are teenagers can do anything on my phone that I don't know exists. My phone is for me to receive and call, send messages, full stop. They know how to create everything from scratch. So that means our children are smarter. It doesn't mean we were not smart at their age. We were just protected. But we are not protecting our children. So community needs to play its role only with the support of the parents. The number one players are the parents. Teachers will do what they can. Activists will do what they can. Local leaders will do what they can. Government will do what it can. We shall implement all the parental control apps that we want to put. The parent has the role and the major responsibility to see that their child grows up to be what they want them to be. Problem is, the question for you to go with, do you actually know what your child needs to be? Because you might also not know who you are.
Thank you so much, Kathy. A round of applause to Kathy. I believe she's done this justice. And I would like to go back to police. MTN has MTN IWF online, but why do we find some incidents of online crime go unreported?
Thank you so much. Yes, I agree with everyone who has submitted that the battle is not for one person. It starts with a parent, it starts with us in our houses, but there are many players outside there. As a team, we can still do something to secure and safeguard our children. As police, I'll make recourse to the annual crime report 2023 that was launched at the beginning of this year. It is very unfortunate to confess this, that even as government, even us as government, we've not prioritized or disaggregated online child abuse as a serious matter. I'm here to report that the General Annual Crime Report, Police Report, categorizes or generalizes online child abuse cases under the general sexual. And we know online child abuse is not only sexual. However, when we are reporting as police, yesterday I was at the Department of Cybercrime. I was referred to Sexual Gender Desk, just as I intimated in the beginning. This is a desk that investigates sexual-related abuse, whether against a man, a woman, or children. When they are reporting and capturing this data in the annual report, there isn't a section for online-related abuse, whether against a woman or man. We categorize. It creates a situation whereby you cannot attack what you don't know. So it is an eye-opener. I was challenging them. Perhaps it is time we created a particular section for online abuse to reflect in our annual statistics. Yes, there are challenges as police and as a general community. The internet is a sophisticated space. Not all of us know. Like someone said, it came without a manual. We just venture into it. One, when you go to police to report, at least you must have an identity of the abuser or a perpetrator or the suspect. Most of our names on TikTok, on Facebook, and you may not find Chintu Ruth. You may find I'm using some pseudonym, which you are hard to tell. At times I put even a profile picture, which is not a reflection of myself. So as police, at times we find it very hard to identify this perpetrator or abuser, and without an accused, you know the criminal justice system, you cannot file a case against God or the founder of internet. You must know the identity, and it has to be a human being, or at least a legal person, or a company, or a corporation. We have trust issues. Trust issues. So many people in the community know police as barugambo. So some people will prefer dying in there with their pain and anguish, and prefer not to report to police because, you know, this vigorous, you are going to come and meet my sister at the counter, you have to explain. Now when the file is extracted, they come to the OC, you have to make another explanation. The IO, when the file is allocated, you repeat, this is a person who has been abused. And they have to go through the pain, the emotional pain of what happened to them, like 10 times before they can face a judicial officer. When it comes to state attorney, the state attorney might also call for clarification. Then the file is sanctioned, then the judicial officer, you meet this other aggressive defense counsel in the dock. You know, you say you were bullied. You tell us what were, you know, that kind of trust and inconvenience makes so many people withdraw from reporting. We have jurisdiction issues. I'm a lawyer myself, and you cannot file a matter in Uganda when the abuser is in Brazil. Jurisdiction. First of all, getting to that abuser is a task. Then, even if you got the identity of the abuser, do you have the jurisdiction? Do you have the mandate to bring this person to face justice in Uganda? So we have jurisdictional issues. Like my sister was saying, I think a pink code. At least it's time, I think we are getting there. Let's international instrument binding all of us that an abuse against a child in Butebe, Mukono is an abuse against a child in California. If we get there, perhaps we shall have to limit some of the bureaucracy and the challenges we go through to have these cases reported. We have limited trained personnel. This morning I was calling the head cybercrime desk. They are supposed to be IT specialists. But where are they? You find them at headquarters in Naguru and Chibuli. A small station like where my sister comes from in Imbarara does not even have a computer. How are you going to investigate a computer-related case when yourself a police sergeant, you've never gone through this IT training? You may be able to operate your phone. This is a computer under the, when you see the definition of a computer under the Computer Misuse Act, I may be able to take a selfie, post it, this and that. But do I have those skills at Imbarara police station to investigate a cyber-related? Do I have to wait for just a team of 5 people at headquarters to serve, how many millions are we, according to the recent census? We are about 45 or 48. So, challenges of personnel. We have politics. Like my sister was saying, when a woman raises up to challenge or maybe report some alleged abuse, how are we going to embrace her as society? How is politics going to play it? Some will want to use it as a platform for campaigns. We are entering campaign time. All those factors will keep people from not reporting. Then the bureaucracy, the lack of resources. You are going to come to Chibuli, you know, my girl was defrauded on via internet. They are going to ask for money with the due respect because they don't have it. To go to MTN to track. Some of you have been victims. You report a case, someone committed an offense, maybe by chance left a SIM card. So tracking, I have to swear an affidavit with court, that is money. I don't have the legal skills to draft this affidavit. I have to get someone, then going to MTN or wherever service provider, I have to make some payments, and it is coming back to the complainant. All those factors and many others are stopping people from reporting, which is very unfortunate. But as a team, I believe we can work together and see that everyone is safe in the digital or cyberspace that is surrounding us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Officer. I would like to go back to Rehema. We have so many NGOs that are running so many digital literacy campaigns. But how best can we continue to bridge the digital literacy gap in our suburban communities? 70%, looking at the statistics, 70% of Uganda's population are under 50.
Thank you so much. First of all, for us at Smart Girls Uganda, we are supported by MTN Uganda. We have a program called Girls in Tech where we train girls and the community around us into digital skills. Now, to bridge the gap, we literally have to put everyone in it, from parents to the community to police. I want to thank my neighbor, the police, when she was talking about everything. I was literally getting every point, because at some point I was like, I wish the government of Uganda can create for us a cyber court where legislatives are trained on digital forensics. At least they understand. By the time you go to someone who does not even know how to open Word, you cannot relate with a crime that is cyber. So as we are training people in the communities and children, even parents, we need to have, I don't know, should we say, have it in our local languages for them to understand. Because when it comes to technology, the words are a bit bigger, and that is too much English. When someone hears cyberbullying, you'll have to break it down for them to understand that this is cyberbullying. Even when someone is going through cyber grooming, they will not know that someone is taking them through something different. So NGOs, as Smart Girls, we are trying, and we are literally going overboard beyond our communities, but we cannot do enough when we are alone. We need to engage. This is a collective responsibility from the policymakers, telecommunication companies, tech companies as well, to create, let me say, like games where these learners can identify and know this is what it means if someone is bullying you, or if someone is getting identity theft from you. If someone knows that when someone asks me my name, and then goes further, where do you stay? And then goes further to what? A child should be able to understand that this something is not right. Roblox is a game, and last year it reported over 1,000 children exploitation. And my daughter, one day she was like a part of the game, and someone she's chatting with asks for a photo. So she takes the photo. Then the person then goes ahead and tells her, send the photo. Now this girl is 7. Then she comes, Mommy, this one is telling me to send the photo. And this photo is literally going off the Roblox to another chat thing. Yeah? So even when we are educating these youths about digital skills and everything and closing the gap, open communication with our children to understand that I can literally report to mom with no fear of mom taking away my gadget. And also to understand that these could be games for children, but they are not 100% safe. This game uses avatars, yeah? So you will literally be playing with an avatar. But like I said earlier, predators prefer those apps where they are children because they are ignorant and they know they will not do anything. So as NGOs, we make sure that we build self-esteem, yeah? To also be able to use these digital spaces. When a child has confidence and she has the self-esteem, perhaps when someone abuses them, yeah, or tries to show them that you're not this good, they can feel like, you know what, mommy tells me otherwise, and I see myself otherwise, yeah, than going back and they're like, you know, I am not light-skinned, maybe I'm not fat, like this. Also, we try to make sure that beyond self-esteem and teaching them of the don'ts, we can tell them how to be respectful online and have empathy. You resist the urge to comment. Not everything deserves your comment, because it could be my child cyberbullying another child, ignorantly or even when they know. So through parenthood and community engagements, so the NGOs come up with measures and how to see. How do we, for example, for us at Smart Girls, monitor our students without spying them so that we can have their trust? As it goes on, and there are different age brackets, a person who you're restricting and monitoring who is 8 to 10, they are different from someone who is 13 and 14. someone is exploring. Someone who is a teenager will feel like mommy or teacher is literally doing me a disservice. If she helps you and doesn't roll her eyes in front of you, she will keep quiet and withdraw from you. So open communication and making sure that we train stronger, confident children, because it is easier to build those children than helping a person who is broken, an older broken person. It is hard to deal with them when they are old. So we train different ages and make sure we engage with the parents and be open with them and make them understand it is okay, it is your error, but this is how we should handle it. Not everything that you do is the reality. The real reality is you off your phone and off that camera. There is life after that TikTok video, that is your reality. So self-esteem and confidence building is so much to us as NGOs to intervene and add together with the digital skilling, so that when they go back to their communities, they are able. We also train community leaders on how to welcome these students or young girls and teenagers in case someone has gone through that as a crime. So she has to report maybe to their first person, the first adult or LC. Do not keep on reminding them, we teach these things and you're coming back. Already she has learned a lesson in that particular moment. Be open and welcome them, because you also don't know. Technology found us. We have to be at the very tip of it, because these children, since it is in their era, they will always find a way to go away from those tools that we use as apps. My daughter's app was stolen, and on the family link you see it is going from different locations, And when I was reporting to police, the police person told me, after all, you know where the person is. Go and get your daughter's tablet. But this is, the person is moving. So you see Kabale and everything. And they also, perhaps they do not know. So she has a set time limit of 2 hours. And every after that time, the thing will go off. So I felt like, let me play on this person's mind so that I keep on giving her access or him and also withdrawing the access. Police didn't know. Even when I was telling them about how did you even know that it is in Kinshasa now? Now you see the amount used of buying it will be just our transport. Yeah? But if we had an independent, fully functional cyber court where legislation is trained on digital forensics, it will be easier to know if I report here, this person understands when I come to this crime. Not when I report to someone who has to go back and forth to read and understand about that thing, then come back to me, because it does not wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rehema. Thank you so much, panelists. But I believe we need also to be listening to the children. I know they have quite an amount of questions. I think let's take about 5 questions from the children to the panelists. It's right about the time that the children can get to ask their questions. A child is anyone under 18. But if you're also the child in you can also get to ask questions. That little girl or boy can get to ask questions in you.
Any questions?
There's
Hello.
One
Huh?
here.
Okay. Your name, you're coming from, what class are you in? And then your question. Thank you.
My name is Kateu Gomer. I'm in senior. My name is Kateu Gomer. I'm in senior 1, and I come from Butebe. So I have some few questions here, and I want to ask these people. This question goes to Pink Code. How does one know that he or she is being attacked by a cyber attacker, a conman, and a hacker? And this goes to Bant Radio. how are regulators approaching cyber security? And how would you help the illiterate single fathers and mothers to control, to help their children to control those cyber attacks? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please come here.
Hello to everyone. A good morning. Good morning. Maybe I'm going to use Uganda. Kyembadde njagala obbuuza like Uganda police, omuntu omu yanfera like nankubya essimu naŋŋamba mbu wawamba omwana biki mbu wawamba omwana affe and like tulina okujja wobeera something like that. Ne bagamba nti nera nze gwe mukubira ndi mwana muto and I know nothing about what kyoli mukwogerako ne balemerako ne bagamba mbu we have to come at your home tulabe bazadde bo na buli kimu cause ffe yatuwa ennamba yatugamba go watwala omwana affe n'omuwamba biki kati ne tubalagirira at our home but their aim was to steal our phone and go with it. Naye ate tetwategeera wa gye baalaga. So kyembadde mbuuza like nga Uganda police mukola mutya okukwata abantu abafaanaganako bwe batyo kuba baba bajja kgenda mu maaso nga balimbalimba abantu something like that.
My name is Nabulime Patricia from Music for Life Africa Foundation. The question I have is that how can we control scammers? Like, as in like, we have you police officers, so how can we control scammers? Like these messages that you have received money, when they are lying us, how can we control it?
Police, how can we control scammers? But I would like to re-echo this. MTN ran a campaign of Tom Feder. Do not share your PIN. Do not share your mobile money number. Do not share your Visa card details. Please be alert. Tomalaga gabira muntu gwotamanyi PIN code yo okujjako essente okujjako nga gwe ajjako sente ku simu yo. Better alert, better steady. Tugenda mu Christmas. So don't lose your money on your mobile money phone. If you know you can't afford to keep your money safe on your phone, please take it to the bank. But one question is to Ruth. How can we protect scammers?
Thank you so much. Like I submitted in the beginning, we do community policing. Before you run to Ruth, before you run to Namaya, and just security begins with you as an individual. At age 14, if you have a SIM card and you have a phone, whether smart or not, you shoulder responsibility of being security number one to yourself. Because once you hold a phone, you're exposing yourself to so many other people, thousands of people. Meaning, you have to be alert. We normally don't blame victims, but I would caution all of us. If you just receive a call from strangers, I'm a security person, but at my age, when someone calls you, hello, this and that, and he speaks something which is not in line with my expectations and what, I have a right to discard the call. If I'm not satisfied, I will report. Young lady, it is unfortunate what happened to you, but you shouldn't, or next time, don't allow strangers to your home. You were lucky to have survived. You were lucky to have lost just a phone. You might lose your life of you, the person who they have called, or the life of other family members or neighbors. Kindly, in such suspicious moments, talk to your parents or guardians or run to police. Don't just direct any person to your home. Kindly be security number one to yourself. Then two, like my sister said, we have too much love for money. I'm sorry. But at age 14, someone calls you and tells you you've won 14 million, share this and that. Have you worked? Are you employed? Even me who is employed does not expect 14 millions out of the blue. Kindly let us lower our ambitions. We all want to be well. I always sit down with my children and tell them, for you to earn money, you have to work. There is no money gotten out of the abstract. Miracles are there, but don't expect a miracle from a stranger, especially giving you money. Let us be cautious. When did you work for this company? UNICEF? Normally I see those messages, UNICEF, block. May I have a tendency, if you start sending me those stupid, if I don't have time to pursue you, I just block you. It is my gadget. Ignore. Don't give them time. You can never earn where you have not sown or where you have not worked. Once we know that, young ladies and gentlemen, we shall be able to dodge some of those funny, stupid people. Hope I've answered.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Pink code.
Those are amazing insights. Gosh, this is such an insightful conversation that we are having today. And thank you so much, young gentleman there, for the question that you posed. You asked how can you spot a hacker, a bully, a scammer. I'll also talk about the groomer. Now, when communication is happening, especially online, young man, I want to talk to him. Young man who asked the question. Yes. So I just want to share with you how you can spot the different cybercrime perpetrators that you asked about. Okay? So you asked about a hacker, a bully, a scammer, but I'm also going to include the groomer. You always have to ask yourself, why is this person contacting me? Okay? Look at the intent of the communication. And ladies and gentlemen, when we look at technology, even artificial intelligence is being trained this way to identify patterns for intent, okay? That is how it's able to flag and report information that might be involving cyber crimes, okay? So a hacker, first of all, their intent is to gain access to your personal details. Details like username, password. It could be a password on your computer or a password on your phone, okay? They want to access personal information. And if you're a person who has maybe money somewhere and on an account, they normally want to get those details to access your money, usually. Okay, and sometimes it's malicious intent, whereby they want to use your account to spread either malicious content, child sexual abuse material, okay, using your account, or scamming even other people. Okay, so hackers normally ask for personal information in form of access, okay, that will give them access. Then the bully, the intent for the bully is to harass, embarrass, and threaten you. So when you look at any communication that is coming towards you, that is in a way makes you feel a certain way, okay? So at Pink Code, we normally say, if it feels off, then it's definitely off, okay? Intuition, rely on your human intuition. God is very brilliant. He added like a seventh sense in us, okay? Intuition. If it feels off, it's definitely off. So when someone is abusing you, trying to shame you, maybe where you come from, if you're not doing so well at school, this guy is repeating classes, or look at him, look at the shoes he's wearing, okay? So their intention is normally to embarrass you, and sometimes they also threaten you. Like, don't do this, or if you do this, if you join this, don't talk to this person. If it's a girl that you guys are fighting over at school, if I see you talking to this babe, you're done, okay? Then the groomer. The groomer normally sets out to build an emotional connection with you with intent to sexually abuse you, okay? That's the end game for them always, online groomers. They'll start by familiarizing with you. And ladies and gentlemen, let's not look at perpetrators of cybercrime as people that are out there. These are people that can come from within our community, people that we know, okay? Our own children are perpetrators of cyberbullying, right? Our own children are distributing content on child sexual abuse material, okay? Yeah, so let's not look so far away and be like, maybe they're coming from maybe America or Brazil or wherever. They are within us, or even ourselves here. If we did an audit, some of us, police might take us in. um, Hopefully we're not part of that. Okay, so that is the groomer. The end game, if they start asking you, especially for girls, they'll start slow. Eh? Man, you girl, I've been seeing you all these years. Nze onkolera nnyo, your ways, blah, blah, blah. So the next time they're talking to you, they normally want to isolate you, okay, if you're a girl. They get you off like the main platform, just like she was saying from Smart Girls about Roblox. When they are targeting these young individuals, the messages and chats normally are taken off the main platform because it's being monitored, okay? So if anybody sends you information that feels like they are trying to get to know you in a certain way that doesn't feel right, okay? Maybe asking you, send me a photo. Today they're asking you, send me a photo of what you're wearing, okay? It will start innocent. Send me a selfie. You take a nice selfie as a young girl, you're excited, this guy, maybe it's somebody you have a crush on or something. And we have, as parents, we have to accept that our teenagers or young children are at a stage where they're exploring, okay? They need a lot of guidance, they need a lot of education. And these perpetrators are always riding on their ignorance, okay? Then the other cyber crime is scamming, okay? These scammers normally send suspicious links with offers that are too good to be true. Like my colleague from police said, you're a young man and somebody is telling you you've won 14 million. How? Did you do work for this company? Okay? Offers that are too good to be true normally are sent through links that you have to click. Okay? And that is how they keep on getting your personal information. Now, a call to the young children and parents out there. I would want to tell you to think before you click, okay? And when it comes to cyber crimes, always report. Talk to a trusted adult. Right now, we are unveiling channels where you can report. Make sure you learn about those channels where you can go and lodge a complaint, okay, against any of these crimes that I've talked about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pink Code. Let's take another question and then Ban Radio will respond.
Morning. My name is Babide Mksashifra. I'm in senior 1. My question goes to the smart girls. I was at home with my friend called Kerry. Kerry, we're on the WhatsApp. So we were there at home sitting. A guy started sending us messages saying, Kerry, that you're a beautiful girl, this and this. I love you so much. I always see you when you're coming from school. And I said, Kelly, let us talk this about, and I tell mommy, because mommy should complain when you have repeated sending bad messages to the other guy. Kerry started sending bad messages to the guy, abusing him, doing it. So you stop this, because mommy should start quarreling, because always she checks the phone to see everything in the phone. So how can I and Kerry prevent that? It's like bullying. How can I prevent that? And this question goes to the pink code. Is where did the internet come from?
Who is the author of the internet?
All right. Thank you very much, Moderator. My name is Pastor Mike Presson, again, CEO, founder of the Burn Radio. I'd like to speak to the gentleman who asked the question, what should a single parent do in order to support their children towards cyber safety? First of all, I'd like to thank the police officer representing the government, Madam Ruth. Thank you very much. Let's clap for her. She has really, and to the young people who are here, I'm going to give 20,000 shillings cash to those who are listening, and we're going to share with us what they have learned. Yeah? All the young people are here, you have 20K. If you can give us 7 points of what you've learned today. 20K cash. Just list them, show me where you've been writing your points, because MTN is not just going to come, and then we go back, yeah? So, 20,000 cash money through Momo Pay.
MTN
Courtesy,
Momo.
courtesy of the Band Radio. For those who have learned 7 things you've learned today. So, just to supplement what Pink Code has shared, I would like to also inform the young learners or the young people here today that some of the internet practices, like she's mentioned, I think you've had cyberbullying and fraudsters. Number 1, write it down. How you can tell that this person is a fraudster. Number 1, Unite Band Radio, we do a lot of teaching. So number 1, write this down. Do fact checking. Fact checking. When someone says, oh, you have won, Momo Pay, 100,000, please come to Chibuli. Always do what we call fact checking. Ask them one question. What is your website? Please give me your website. I can check if that campaign is genuine. So we have what we call at the Band Radio program, we train cyber safety and security, and some of the course units is fact checking. Please check any website, whether they tell you you've won from Jumia, Carrefour has given you Christmas package, please come pick it. Yangwa, Chigwao Chocha. Please fact check from the official website. If it's not there, please don't fall prey, okay, of fraudsters. And then the other solution you can always do, okay? Like, of course, reporting to the police is one, but also be informed. Keep your ears to the ground. Keep your ears to the ground. Listen to radio stations, media houses and media power houses, source of information for safety. All, like she said, the moderator, MTN has a campaign. And I think let's thank MTN. Let's clap for MTN because they are saying, campaign. Every time you call customer care, they're giving you a hotline. So please confirm. We also have, at the Band Radio, we have what we call, let me call you back. If you don't understand someone, say, let me call you back. Tell that person, let me call you back, so you do your fact checking. Let me call you back shortly. Yeah? When someone begins to speak too much information you don't understand, don't be rude, okay? Just keep them, what we call cliffhanging. Cliffhang them. Excuse me, let me call you back. I'll get back to you shortly. And then fact check what they're talking about. Yeah? I remember someone was offering money, like the young lady said. And I said, oh, okay, that's good. You want me to work online because they know we work online. I just said, please share the details of your website and I'll, get back to you. And they did not. So that's how you also grab them, yeah? And again, for parents to support, I believe that the schools, learning institutions should incorporate the cyber safety measures or cyber safety into their curriculums. Educators should endeavor to include cyber safety in the curriculums. And also I believe that teachers should be number 1 to be trained cyber safety. Why? Our children spend more time at school than at home. So if teachers are equipped, like at Band Radio, we have a program that equips teachers, tutors, strictly with digital skills. Why? We can reach out to more learners by equipping teachers. So we have programs that we train teachers of all this digital literacy and keep them up to date, yeah? When teachers know how to be safe, imagine a teacher is teaching physics, but he has just been fleeced. They have just fished him. You know what they call phishing? In cybersecurity, we have a phrase, write it down, phishing. Who knows what phishing means?
20K up for grabs. Free
Okay.
20,000.
I'm giving you things you should learn. Phishing, spell it P-H-I-S-I-N-G. Phishing is someone masquerading as if they're working for a big company like MTN. Hello? I'm calling you from MTN. Your name is Richard, right? Yeah. You have just won Momo Pay, 150. Please give me your password and all that. That is called phishing. They impersonate or masquerade like they are working for a reputable organization or company. And sometimes it's money, sometimes it's job opportunities, sometimes it's help, like that lady. So that's called phishing. There's another term in cybersecurity called smishing. Hey, smishing. Tell your neighbor smishing. Smishing is when someone just sends like an email, like a text. That text that comes, you have received. Yet it's a screenshot. Yeah, you have received. Yeah, please put this password too. That's smishing. So you need to know these things. Then there's what they call trolling. Trolling. Trolling is when someone provokes you. Smart girls. Someone texts, are you smart? Are you smart? And then they want you to respond badly and use that information against your organization. It's called trolling. So those, we need to educate the teachers themselves, because teachers are the best, you know? I mean, whether it's nursery or elementary school, you realize that teachers are playing a big role. We want to also thank organizations like Maendeleo Foundation, let's clap for them, for being able to provide a platform to train and educate and sensitize the public. When a single parent has no access to these, you who know about Maendeleo, who know about Pink Code, Smart Girls Foundation, Burn Radio, please let them know. Let them follow online. Why? They will be educated. They will be sensitized, yeah? So apart from schools involving the cyber security into the curriculums, I think government representatives are here. Please, let's advocate for this. All schools should be training about safety. Teachers should train and say, oh, by the way, change your password every 6 months. Every 6 months, your password, whether it is pattern on your phone, has to change. Yeah? Passwords are supposed to be changed sometimes every 3 months. And sometimes passwords, you can put it in your local language. Yeah? Tuashabaruhanga, tuarie byokurya byonna byawayo. That's your password. It's a statement. You can have it. Tuashabaruhanga, tuarie byokurya byonna byawayo. That is a good password. How can Mufere get that one? By the time he says Tuashabaruhanga, he's already convicted to stop Tuashabaruhanga. You know, one of my passwords somewhere is, a thief comes to steal and kill. Then I put digits, John 10:10. So one time one of my friends hacked into it and says, boss, I went through your password and I saw a thief comes to steal. Then I stopped there. So you have to be wise with your passwords. Change them every 3 or 6 months, okay? And be informed. And I think that will help the single parents, but also single parents. Let us be teachable, yeah? Let us be teachable, because we are outed. I think she mentioned, Pink Code mentioned the term outing. Outing is being excluded. Some people don't want digital literacy. Internet, now what is Zoom? They tell you, let's meet on Meet. You're like, So we are rigid, we are conservative, and I think we need also, MTN is supporting, we need to also work with the media partners to advocate for literacy to the general public, have adverts going out there, sensitizing the public about cyberbullying and all these practices, and then also in schools. So I want to say thank you very much, whoever asked that question. I hope you learned something. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Presson. Smart girls, but one key takeaway for all of us is do not share your passport details, national ID, bank, credit card details. I know we love to post when we get visas, for those of us that love to travel. Do not share all that information. Someone can just go to NASA. You know what NASA means. They can have that visa and have it in their passport. Do not share your credit card, because it has 3 very essential details about it: your card number, your CVC, and your expiry date. With online marketing, online shopping, I can go to Jumia with your card and I will shop as much as I want. And you know, with banks, if they don't find money, the next time there is money on your account, it will go. So be alert, be safe online as children and adults. Smart girls, it's right about now for you to respond to the scammer question.
Was it even a scammer? But all that I can tell you, as a girl or any child, yeah, appreciate yourself the way you are. Just know you are beautiful, and anyone who doesn't see it the way you see it is blind. Yeah? And every time you're passing via the mirror, remind yourself that I am beauty. So that another person, when they come to tell you that, it doesn't change anything about you that much. Yeah? And to the young girl who was asking, mommy is just protecting you because she loves you. She's not a place of threat. To an extent of seeing a message and you're like, mommy will not be happy. Yeah? So this person is targeting you as an individual, and you need to learn to appreciate yourself, be aware of yourself, and be responsible. To go back and tell mommy, I cannot handle this. How should I go about it? Because by the time someone sends you a text and they can call you by your name, chances are 50% at least they know you. How did they get your number? How did he know that this number is even on WhatsApp to call you by your name? And usually it could be some nigger, yeah, moving around in the community, that one that you know, but coming in a different face. Or maybe the number and you don't know that this is the particular person. As you're growing up, you are going to face these things of telling you you are beautiful, I want you to be my, you know, because you're growing up and it's part of life, yeah? The only way you are going to go away from the urge of falling prey to anyone is to appreciate yourself, that even if someone tells me this, if they go further than that, tell them, can you come to my father and tell them the exact thing so that maybe you can take me off, right? If he's responsible. Otherwise, call, yeah? I want you to meet me with my mom and you tell me the exact same words. Be confident and appreciate who you are. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Someone wants to ask a question. Can they succeed without using the internet?
In this era, yeah, not using the internet, still you will not doing yourself a service. Because first of all, the adults who are now giving out company details, all that, because they weren't protected online, maybe while they are growing up. So when you grow up, it catches up with you, you have to use it. There is no and it is becoming further than this that we can control. It will be beyond the physical cash they are stealing from you. It would be taking money. It would be like bitcoins. And these cyber crimes do not take only individuals or children. Even the government. We see circulations of things Nira was saying, and then Nira comes back to tell us it is not right. You know, they will. For them, it is okay. They are sitting somewhere. This internet is here to stay until we die. So you either educate yourself and get educated about using it and stay safe. Learn and appreciate whatever they are telling you and be open to learning, unlearning, and relearning each and every day, because that is technology. Us who learned it very many years ago, we are still learning. Whatever we learned, it is not that it doesn't make sense, but new things are coming up and we have to understand that this is now different. Thank you.
Pink Code has had a question to respond to. Who is the author of the internet?
Hello. I also don't know. Okay, where's the young lady who asked? No. She posed the question for smart girls. Oh, she did. Okay. So the whole idea of the internet started with I stand to be corrected for our viewers, but there's a company called IBM in the United States, okay? They started out by physically connecting two computers so that they could they wanted to share information in form of files, like the way, do you know Microsoft Office Word? Yes, so they wanted to send documents across the two different computers, okay? So when they were successful, they added a third computer and a fourth computer, okay? So the whole concept came from that physical connection that was successfully made by that company, IBM. Now for the internet, the way we know it right now, we have three, we call them tiers, okay, or service providers, internet service providers. We have the people at the very top. There are about 3 companies. I remember 2. One is Verizon and AT&T, okay? These are people that, even MTN. MTN is third tier. Between the top tier companies, there's another tier that distribute, okay? And then the likes of MTN, the telcos, are also able to get that data that we use and distribute it to us, okay? So the whole concept there are a few companies that own the internet. It's not one individual, okay? It came from a collaborative effort, just like the way we are doing here. I'm sure we are going to birth something very good that the next generations are going to talk about. Yeah, but for more lessons, I'm available.
Thank
Maybe
you so
I
much.
can add on to hers. First of all, a network is a connection of computers, yeah? And the word internet is a combination of international network, where one computer, two, three, all of us are connected onto this. So no individual particularly, but it was because we needed to communicate using these devices. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, the moderator. I'm Lauben Senyonjo. I'm the LC5 Youth Councillor, Mukono District. And I happen to be a member of Health and Education, Sports and Sectoral Committee for the district. Mine will start with this, a few statistics. If you happen to look at the current population numbers we're having as a district, we are 930,000 people, more than 930. So if you scale it, those below 30 years, 75% or 73, it means in the district we are around 670,000. Those 30 years. Then if you happen to go to now the targeted population, who are the children below 18 years as per the constitution, we are having around 370,000 children within the district. The way we are geographically located as a district, we think 18 sub-counties, maybe, okay, to in brief, we are having 5 town councils, 2 divisions, then 11 sub-counties. So if you happen to now compare the target of how best can we engage young people or children with digital skills as the district, the divisions that I've mentioned, that is Central Division and Goma Division, I believe the young people who are there, they are capable of accessing. Even if you're to target schools, they are well equipped with the gadgets you can use. But here comes a scenario of around six sub-counties that are along the lake shores. If you happen to visit schools, of which even one of those sub-counties, that is Kome Islands, with Kome sub-county with 17 islands, how best can we engage those young people who do not have access to the gadgets for them to acquire the digital skills you're talking of? So it's my prayer, request. Yes, I know the big people you're here. That is MTN Foundation. It's my humble request. These people, they are having good teams. We can even think of leaving Central Division. We do such activities in Kome Islands. I've been with Kathy over Rescue One More. I've taken her to islands. We have done community engagements. And there is some impact. Because every implementing partner we get, he or she wants to be within. So, our big people of MTN, the schools we are talking of, you happen to reach there, even the head teacher doesn't know how to use a laptop. To their remote areas, there is no power. The economic activities taking place there, they cannot sustain everything. So how best can we engage such communities in the district? I will not talk of Bulambuli, what and what, Kampala, Wakiso. I'm speaking for Mukono district, of which I know better. Thank you so much. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. We will go back and sit and discuss on the best way we can bridge the digital divide in the islands. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you for sparing time, and we'll continue to support online safety for the children. There's a comment from the audience. We can take the last one, and a round of applause to the panelists, and thank you to MTN. Thank you, Maendeleo, Pink Code, Smart Girls, and all the people that are championing digital literacy campaigns and improving on how people can access these digital tools. We continue to thank you. We will not stop here, but continue the work, because the digital roadmap for the country was rolled out last year. We will continue to support all of you in your various capacities and see that we are all tech savvy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Namono Paris Inez, and I'm currently in Senior 4. So I have a comment for Pink Code and Smart Girls. Okay, it's kind of a question, but informal, like a comment as well. I remember Pink Code talking about their collaboration with MTN and their work they have done in Uganda. As we know, MTN has this promotion of they sell phones at affordable prices. You can even pay in loans. So my comment is, why can't Pink Code and Smart Girls collaborate with MTN to, like, what can I say, encrypt a code in those phones to, like, prevent cyber attacks? Because those people who buy those phones are very susceptible to those cyber crimes, because cyberbullying will never stop. Cybercrime will always be around. I may be sitting next to someone who will come to turn on me tomorrow on the internet. So even the person selling the phone to me can be the person who's going to attack me. So encrypting those phones with those codes can save a lot of this troubling up and down, sensitizing people who are very ignorant, but rather putting a code into a phone whereby you can detect it from your company and easily delete it without interfering with anyone. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paris. MTN would respond to that. We have the MTN representative in Uganda who will respond to that question. Thank you so much, panelists. I beg we take our seats and go into the next phase. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Dorcas, for moderating that panel, and thank you so much, panelists, for taking in those. Some questions were hard, I must say. I was there thinking to myself, if it was me in that seat, how could I have answered? So anyway, today, abana, let's help children be children. And just before I invite the next speaker, I'd just like to pick up a few things that I learned from this panel. And if you take the acronym CHILD, yeah, the first is collaboration, yeah? All the panelists here work through collaboration, yeah? MTN alone cannot do this, yeah? Faces Up alone, Maendeleo Foundation alone cannot do this, yeah? It's multi-stakeholder, and then it's also through collaboration. The H standing for hope through reporting. If you are to rescue that child out there, the very first step is through reporting. Police has a hotline 116. It's very simple. It's not as long as your number. Yeah? It is very simple. 116. But then later on, as we come to the launch of Help Children Be Children campaign, we shall learn on how we can further do the reporting. The other thing is innovation through reporting tools later on. I don't want to spill the surprise, but there will be some kind of innovation explored at the end. And please keep your phones ready, keep them in your hands. You will be pointing them somewhere for something. I don't want to spill that right now. And then also learning. It's important for us to learn. Let us learn from the children. Sometimes these things, they can balaga some signs that they are, being attacked. So it's important for us to be vigilant of that and have continuous learning. Then lastly, duty. As parents, as teachers, we need to keep our duty. Let's not take away the duty of raising the children. The only way we can help children be children is, actually one of the ways is to not take away the duty of us as adults. Now, allow me to invite, but before I invite the next speaker, allow me to recognize the presence of a couple of people from, one from Funga, Penda Capital, Development Initiative Africa, and Rescue More, and then also a representative from Gifted Hands, and then Music for Life. Now, as we move on to the next panelist, I would like to, not panelist, so the person I'm about to invite is from the Internet Society Uganda chapter. I won't talk much about ISOC, but the speaker for the next session will highlight out a few things about, she'll share about strategies and tools to address online child abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Beatrice.
Wow. The only thing I can say before I start my presentation and also my submission is basically, wow. The panel has done justice to everything that I wanted to say. I was like, oh my God, these people were actually in my mind, or I was in their mind at that time, when we were looking at the strategies that we can use to end online child violence. My name is Kayaga Beatrice. I'm the project coordinator at the Internet Society Uganda chapter. The Internet Society is basically part of the global Internet Society. We work together to ensure that the Internet is accessible and everyone is able to access, utilize the Internet, regardless of their location, regardless of their gender, regardless. So in that capacity, most of the times our work is basically around interventions to ensure that the Internet is accessible by everyone. Through this, our strategies basically look at advocating for policies that ensure that the Internet is actually safe and accessible by everyone. So that is one of our strategies, that we advocate for safer policies for Internet usage. Again, when it comes to the fact that the Internet is a bigger phenomenon, we also look at infrastructure. We ensure that our strategies address or the gaps within infrastructure. We collaborate with government, of course with MTN, to ensure that remote areas actually have access to Internet. Also to ensure that there's infrastructure everywhere. We know issues to do with electricity, issues to do with data bundles, all of that affects access to Internet. And one of our goals is basically to work with the stakeholders to ensure that such areas or gaps in access to the Internet are catered for. So basically that is where we come from, saying that the Internet is for everyone, regardless of your age. Thank God that children are here. Most of the times we leave them out of all the conversations. Even when you go to the bigger stages. Most of the times we forget children, but under internet society, we recognize that children are stakeholders in the internet ecosystem. So this is where Internet Society Uganda chapter comes from, and that is our vision as an entity. So now, given the fact that the panelists made my presentation easier, even shorter, I would like the person in charge of to help me scroll all the way down. So ladies and gentlemen, as we delve into this topic, I'd like us to take note of the following things. Africa basically has the youngest population. Africa generally, we have the youngest population. And even Uganda, the statistics are reflected within also Uganda. The current statistics have shown that Uganda, 70% of us, or of the children here, are below the age of 30. 70%. And where does that leave us? We are a small section. Okay, thank you. Yes, so a small section of us are old. Everyone else is below 30, and there is a gap for the children to learn on how to be safe on the internet. So basically, how do we cover that gap as stakeholders in this whole, given the digital divide that still exists within our country? So we have gaps to fill. We have to ensure the fact that all these children here have access to the internet. First of all, they're also able to stay safe on the same internet, because this is the fourth industrial revolution, and we're not going to stop it. It's not going to end yesterday. Another key takeaway for us is that it's not like Uganda were not on the online spaces, no, but COVID-19 catalyzed the need for the internet, the need for us to see the internet as a fundamental resource for us to thrive. During the pandemic, schools were closed, right? We were all in our homes. We didn't know what was coming up next. But we interacted through the internet, through the online spaces. Some schools were able to proceed with education, while some, which were not equipped for the COVID-19, did not, right? Therefore, we had a gap that some children were left behind as other kids were able to progress through the COVID-19 period to go to the next classes. Others couldn't. Why? The infrastructure. The data is expensive, even for the teachers, even for the children to be able to learn online. This is what basically happened. Again, there was a skills gap amongst the teachers starting to teach online. How? Where do we start from? Zoom sounded like a new phenomenon to everyone, yet it looked like the easiest platform to use to teach. But we had a skills gap. So where does that, so COVID-19 generally for Uganda, what I can say was just a catalyst. It wasn't, okay, Ugandans, we are so relaxed, but for it was just a catalyst to enable us get onto the online platforms. Ugandans, we know ourselves. We need something to always push us, even when we see the possibilities or success of a specific thing due to cultural norms, due to our beliefs. We are like, no, the internet is not my thing. It is for the Illuminati, right? So that is how COVID-19, we thank God for COVID-19. Can we say that? That it helped us get into the online spaces and treat it as a fundamental space for us to thrive. Like I said before, let us take note of the fact that even in Africa generally, it is the young people that form the biggest population, including our statistics also state the same. And the good news about the COVID-19 is that as of 2021, we had more than 12 million people in Uganda joining the internet. So it was a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing for us. So the challenges, our panelists have talked about them: the cyberbullying, the doxing, the inappropriate content, The children here, you can tell us about your experiences as you scroll through those phones of yours. The content. We know that now X is no longer safe for the children, right? We all know about the X platform. Children, anyone here who uses the X platform? Are you a child? So basically, it's no longer safe for the children. We've talked about the online predators. Our panelists have elaborated. They've talked about how they sweet talk the young girls into sharing their images with them. Then privacy and data security. Most of the time when we're talking about data protection, we think it's for the old people, it is for the companies, the big, the big data, the ones who collect our data like MTN. But we forget that children are also a loophole when it comes to sharing your data with unwanted witnesses or with people who you barely know. So we leave them out. Even when we are doing data protection trainings, children are left out. Has anyone done a data protection training for the children? No one. But we leave them out because, we don't think they give out data in any form or in any manner. Then again, disinformation and misinformation, those two go hand in hand. Someone wakes up in the morning intentionally, types something they know is false. Then others participate in circulating. No one has taken enough time to verify. The fact-finding, the gentleman from Ban Radio talked about fact-finding. How do you check the information on the online spaces is actually correct and not? So this brings me to my strategies. Again, the panelists have been talking about these things. So one of the first strategy that I believe we could use as parents, as children who are here to overcome the challenges of cyberbullying, doxing, anything to do with inappropriate content within the social media platform, we need to start with the digital literacy programs. Last year, Uganda unveiled the digital transformation roadmap, and it's hinged on 5 pillars. One is digital literacy, cybersecurity, infrastructure, infrastructure as well, cybersecurity for the people. Yes, so those were some of the pillars on which the transformation was heated. And with the coming of the roadmap, we expect a change in policies concerning our education, meaning our curriculum must change because Uganda realized that the internet is fundamental, that young people have been harnessing the technologies in order to earn a living. In one of the reports by the Ministry for ICT, it showed that revenue had increased in Uganda as a result of young people using the social media platform. The social media platforms to do their economic activities and all that. So this is why digital literacy programs are important. We are going to start with our parents. Like I said, there is a generational gap between us, the old people, and these very young people. And the young people are moving at a faster pace compared to the older generation. Why? They've been left out, by the way, with the transformation, with this digitalization that is happening. They have kind of been dropped out. So we shall need digital literacy programs for our parents. And our parents, once you are called upon, come learn. Come with an open mind of learning because it is important for you to know cybersecurity. We've been talking about the passwords that, changing your passwords every now and then, the phishing, scams that happen to even the older people as well as the younger people. So imagine, I usually take back people to my community in Mitiana. My grandpa, by the time he died, he was so invested and he wanted to learn how to use a computer, but he couldn't because of the eye issues. And he really wanted to, but unfortunately, he also died soon. So he didn't get to experience what it means to be on the online platform, regardless of showing the interest. So dear parents, in order for us to be a part of the fast-paced environment now, we need to go back and learn. We learn the basics alongside our children. So the internet and the online platforms are not only for the young people, they are for you. You can use the same platform to also improve, economically, because people are using these same technologies to advertise in the online spaces. Again, the digital literacy for the children is very important. Teach them about not sharing your information, with strangers in the online platforms. The teachers, we've talked about it. This is a multi-stakeholder, approach for everyone, that we need each other in this whole fight against online abuse for children. If the parent is aware, if the teacher is aware, if the child themselves, they are aware, we can all fight. But then also the tech platforms, they must be aware that this is happening. Our children are facing various online harms. Again, digital literacy trainings for the police, prosecution, and the judges. I mean, like, when we look at the chain for law enforcement, some days it's disheartening when you go to the police and can't get, a solution to your problem, or it continues. In 2018, when I had just come out of university, I had an opportunity to be a part of the legal team that used to go to support the MP, Rabogo, the lady who was being vibed by a young man, as I could put. And one of the sad things that came to my heart was the fact that a restraining order was issued to the young man, who was Isiko, to stop sending messages to the MP. But he continuously did it. Even when you'd get out of court, he would send a message. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. So the reason as to why that case didn't even go that far, she got tired in the process. The community is saying, who are you? A woman, you don't want to be told you are beautiful. But she doesn't like the man. She doesn't want his words of you are beautiful from him. And the harassment continued even during the court process. And she was like, how do I make this stop? You have done the blocking, you have done everything within your power, but the messages are still coming, right? So for me, it was I felt it was such a big gap for us, because how does this continue? And the person is basically telling you, I just want this to stop, and it's not stopping. So we need trainings for the police officers. Last year, as the Internet Society, under the Global Encryption Day, we had trainings with the police officers at Naguru to talk about what encryption looks like and how does online safety look like for different people. And they were so receptive of us, because technology is evolving every day. New things are coming up every day. And they felt they needed that information to know how to deal with the emerging technologies. Again, prosecutors, when I report my case to the police, the prosecutor, if at all the police officer knows what to do, or is equipped to know, is equipped with information or with how to deal with the cyber harassment that is happening to me, the prosecutor must also have the knowledge. So if there is a skills gap still in how to prosecute online crimes, again, the victims will not get the justice they are looking for. Again, the same goes to the judges. When you look at the judges need the information. They need to be trained. Unfortunately, as civil society, we sit this side, we have all the expertise, we have all the experience, and we never take it to these spaces. Somehow everyone feels they are closed off, but they need the training. Everyone needs this skills gap to be closed so that we have successful prosecution of cases. Again, when we look at our annual crimes report, it only lists fraud. Fraud cases are very easy, that I was defrauded through MTN, those statistics are easy to keep, a hold of, because everyone will go and report. But just like one of our panelists hinted, when we go to report that I've been cyberbullied, does the police officer even understand what it means? What does it mean? What does it look like for a day-to-day person, for us to have a full crime even constituted? So let us not fail at the enforcement stage. Again, the regular trainings, they have to be recurring because emerging technologies. Again, age verification for the tech platforms. This is where the accountability comes in for the tech platforms. We have age verification. Now we see Instagram, Twitter, they're all ranging from 13 to 17 as the age with which you can open up an account using those platforms. And in order for you to verify your age, let's say you are below that age requirement, you are required to upload your parents' details to show that you've gotten consent to be on this platform. And most of the questions that come with that is data protection. How secure is our data when with all these requirements? Again, content moderation. We have Uganda, actually, we signed the Budapest Convention. And one of the things is that it requires the police to be able to work cross borders. One of the issues that was listed as that prevents prosecution of certain cases is jurisdiction. The cases are outside Uganda. The person who has committed it is outside Uganda. And how do we, as a continent or Uganda, help take down this content? When we implement some of our laws, such as the conventions that we signed to, then we are able to hold the tech platforms accountable. We see that TikTok, we've seen Mark Zuckerberg, the one of Facebook, being held accountable in the US. Why don't we do the same? We need the content moderation laws in our general laws here in Uganda, rather. When it comes to legislation, most of the times when we are legislating for cybercrime, we are looking at it from a political point of view. We shall basically look at hate speech, but we need this content moderated in one way or the other. Again, privacy by design. This goes back to the tech companies, that they have to implement the in case they get to know that the person who is on their platform is of below age, they have to implement privacy by design. Let us not wait for certain things to first happen and then we are like, oh, now we are going to intervene. Let us intervene before. The geolocations, let them be turned off, for the children, the default sharing of that. But then this goes back again to the digital literacy for the parents. The parental controls that we've been talking about, they are also coming in as unimportant. Again, strong laws and policies. The Computer Misuse Act basically looks at child pornography. We also look at our Children's Act that looks at protection of children from any form of harm. And it is our duty as parents, people, caregivers who are in charge of children to protect them from any. But then our policies have to be strong, right? We've been looking at the amendment on the Sexual Offences Bill. And one of the offences that needs to be highlighted is one of online sexual violence, because it's not considered as a form of violence. And we've been working hard to ensure that people understand what does online sexual violence look like. The unsolicited images. Many men send young, even not only young people, someone sends you an image and you're like, what do you want me to do with this? So we need such highlighted as a community. Otherwise, enforcement becomes hard when certain laws are not highlighted that actually this constitutes online sexual violence. This constitutes online harassment. This constitutes hate speech. Some days the laws are so vague that it remains at the mercies of a judge to interpret, oh, this is what the lawmaker was saying. Some days when a judge is not equipped with information, they'll also interpret as to when, according to the amount of information available to them. That's why we need to knock those doors and teach them. That's why we need to work alongside them and see how we support them in prosecution. Again, the tools that we need for us, we need the hotlines. Thank you, MTN, for the hotline and also the partnership with International Watch Foundation. I mean, that is a good step forward, but we need it to be publicized. I'm saying this because I've gotten to know about it. I know about Sauti Sol under the Ministry of Gender, but we need to publicize, inform the community that this hotline is available for you to report ABCD. Again, the parental controls for us, the parents. This is why digital literacy is important for us. That the parental controls, we shall only be able to enforce them if we know what they are and what they do. You cannot take people where we've not been, so equip yourself. So it's important for us to equip ourselves. Let us support all the communities. Again, the AI tools that are already there with some of the platforms that are trying to curb the spread of sexual abuse material that has children in it. The Microsoft, it already has a tool within its platform that enables to curb such content. Again, the other tool I'd like to talk about is this toolkit. This toolkit is called the E-Safety Education Toolkit for Young People in Uganda. This was drafted in 2020 at the height of COVID-19 by the Internet Society Uganda chapter. This toolkit is available and has been available on our social media platforms. On our website, there is the e-version, but then there is also a physical version. This toolkit, although we've not, I must say, we could not have overly advertised it, but this toolkit has been available. It can be used by parents, by lawmakers, by anyone to teach children about the online safety. Other than that, is that with every click, with every like, you stand a chance of participating in the harm that is caused to children whose images are out there. Again, we need AI tools. We need to innovate. How many of us in our organizations are helping take down the sexual abuse material for children? Is there anyone? Or we just let the dark web take over? With every resharing, someone is re-victimized. The other very story I can tell about online abuse and the circulation of sexual abuse material is unfortunately what recently happened. I'm not going to mention the name of the victim because every time you do that, some days you re-victimize the person. So we all know the young girl who was first beaten by friends over a man, right? Later on, she finds herself that images of herself are circulating in the online platform. What did we say? She's a bad girl. Let us recirculate. Have you seen? Let us go to Telegram. Telegram will give you a better image. But why? The whole community in Uganda that day forgot that this was a young child. She may have features of an old person, but she's below the age of 18, right? And so this is what happened, is everyone participated because they wanted to see this figureful girl. But the mind behind every Ugandan who was resharing, they were saying she's bad-mannered. And so we kept re-victimizing. This girl is bad-mannered, yes. And so let us not be those kinds of people at the end of the day. Uganda, instead of protecting that young girl, they instead threw extra stones. She's bad-mannered. They beat her for liking men. It seems this is her field. And that is what happened. And that is how we overlook sexual abuse, not only in the online platforms, but also in the physical, because online violence against children, against women, it happens on a continuum. It can start in the physical realm. For example, this young girl shared her photos with a probable person who she thought had her interests at heart. That is where the violence actually started from, in the physical. And then it escalated into the online platform where this man, who she entrusted her photos, put them on the platform. But even what most of us don't question most of the times, when we see young girls' photos in the online spaces, we don't question whether they were coerced. No one ever thinks about it. No one thinks that this is a child that has been manipulated. No one ever thinks about it. But instead, we join in the process of resharing. They are a bad person. You know, we already even use them as bad examples. We don't think about the trauma that comes with that. So the victim has to live on her own. Some days, some people end up killing themselves. That's how suicide happens. No one stands up to defend this young girl. And no one did defend her. No one. No one even ever said, you guys, despite this person being like this, do we know the circumstances under which she shared her photos? We've seen other people come up to say, hey, this person asked for money, sextortion. And they're like, if you don't give me this amount of money, I'm going to put your photos in the online spaces. All of this. So for the people present today, besides using those tools and strategies, let us also be cautious. When you find information about children in the online spaces, let us be the first people to defend the children. Today, it may be another bad girl that you think is far away from you, but tomorrow it may be your very own. So we need a united front. Like Cliff keeps saying, "Tureke abana babere bana." It is our duty to protect them, all of us. Not because this is not my child, but because this has an impact. Thank you so much, Maendeleo Foundation. Thank you so much, MTN. Thank you so much, Smart Girl Foundation, and all the other stakeholders who have made this day possible. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and information. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for Beatrice Kayaga for those wonderful remarks. Next, allow me to invite a representative from MTN Foundation. Can we put our hands together for Leah Chanzi? Those hand claps are not enough. We need more.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm the one standing between you and lunch and your break, but please be strong and hang in there. We're almost done. Thank you. Our distinguished guests, the leaders, the community leaders, our partners, Maendeleo Foundation, Pink Code, BAN, FM, Smart Girls, our teachers, our parents, our dear children, good afternoon. On behalf of the MTN Foundation, we are truly honored to be here. I'm here together with my colleague, Nelson. I'm sure you've interacted with him. We are honored to be here as we launch the second edition of Help Children, Be Children. Like it's been echoed today. The panelists have done a really, really great job. I think we should give them a big hand of applause. We'll not repeat what they've said, but we are super honored to be here on this launch. Today we not only launch the second edition, but we are here to pledge our promise, our commitment, our action to ensure that the digital future of our children is safe. Because, you know, we are currently in a digital era. You know, someone was asking, can we do without internet? For sure, we can't do without internet. Internet is here to stay. We need to embrace it. It has so many benefits. It's a great tool for learning, for connecting. We're able to connect with people in different places. For playing, the children are also able to enjoy all those benefits that come with the internet. So, but despite these benefits, we have a number of challenges that the previous speakers have talked about. So this is where this campaign, Help Children Be Children, comes in. It comes in to sort these challenges that we've seen today. And as the MTN Foundation, we are not sitting back and letting this fight be for the community alone, for the parents alone. You know, in Africa, we know raising a child is not the job of just a parent. It's our joint effort. The parents, the teachers, the children themselves have a part to play in this. They need to be responsible. We've seen a number of partners that we are working with. So in this second edition that we launched today, we continue in our collaboration. It's been hinted on already, our partnership with the International Watch Foundation. The portal, the Child Protection Portal, it's an Africa-wide portal. It's accessible to everyone. So actually, we encourage you all to report this harmful content. You know, when you report, don't think that in reporting you're actually not doing something. But when you report, you stop it from actually spreading. So these fraudsters will have to go and sit down and come up with other ideas, since what you will have reported will be blocked. So they'll have to, you keep them at work. So we encourage you to continue to use this portal. It's available. I'm sure the Maendeleo Foundation team is going to direct you where you can be able to access it. It's already on all our platforms. So let's all make use of that. Secondly, we are going to enhance our educational sessions that are already going on. So we'll continue to engage with the teachers, with the parents, with the community leaders, and have these digital sessions where we're going to continue to train and equip ourselves with these digital safety skills, so that at the end of the day, the children can access the safely, and us as adults, we are also able to give this protection. At the MTN Foundation, we are committed to ensure that our children enjoy these digital services in a safe space. We want them to be able to enjoy this, and and remember, and all this is guided with us as a theme that together we are unstoppable. That's why you see we have the police here, we have the Maendeleo Foundation, we have Keynote, we have the teachers, the parents. So we know that together we can definitely be able to fight this. So today, as we launch the second edition, we urge everyone here present today, let these conversations not stop here. Let's continue the conversation. Teachers, continue the conversations. Parents, let's be intentional. We've learned so many tools. Let this not stop here. Let these conversations continue, and we'll be intentional in this fight. So with those few words, thank you all. I wish you a great rest of the day.
To lead is to care, show some kindness, it makes a difference.
Thank you so much, Leah. Together we are. Let's say it with some enthusiasm. Together we are unstoppable. So I'm really excited. We are coming. I'm feeling bad. We are closing soon. I wanted us to go a bit longer because it's. We just wanted to hear a little bit more from each and every one of you, but unfortunately, time may not allow. And like Claire said, now let me say it again. I might be the one in between you and your lunch. So allow me to invite somebody else who will be in between you and your lunch. And I know the inspector of schools will be brief. So allow me to invite Mr. Iga to give some closing remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. I want to be very brief, as I said. Allow me to thank Madam Asiat for the initiative. You know, this is the way to go. Because when you look at today, we are having so many unemployed people with degrees. But when someone has some skill in computer and other things, I think he can do something better. Then allow me to thank MTN. MTN, let us clap for MTN. Because I've gone to schools, most of these secondary schools, and they're using MTN and they're saying their data is cheap. MTN, thank you so much. In Mukono, we have 187 primary schools. 187 primary schools and 22 secondary schools. But MTN, please, I would suggest that since we are at least 8 of them have access to this information, the rest don't have anything. So they are going to fall victims of cyber. So MTN, as you come up, please, with other partners, work with us and we ensure that at least there is a balance in information. Also, allow me to thank the Uganda police. At least we have cases, always have cases, but at least 80% of the cases reported, the victims have been caught. Uganda police, thank you so much. Allow me to thank other partners. We appreciate the work you do. Government cannot do everything, but when you come and work with us, at least things move. When you come to secondary schools, there is the introduction of the new secondary school curriculum, which emphasizes hands-on. But again, there is a challenge. Mainly private, they can't have access to computers. And the few who have computers don't have internet. So at the end of the day, much as government is trying to pull up something, others are trying to put something behind. That's why I'm calling partners to come and work with us so that we ensure that there is quality education. With those few remarks, allow me to stop here. You know, we are tired. We have other engagements. May God bless you.
Please don't go back. I'd like to invite you to this other side of the space because what we are about to enter into is something very exciting. You know, when you are running a race, you run. When you're coming towards the end, that's when you put in the most energy. So, allow me also to call back the previous. Allow me to call back Beatrice. Please come and join us here. Beatrice. All right. As Beatrice is making her way, also Leah, could you please come and join us here? So, ladies and gentlemen, together we are unstoppable. So we have come to the highlight of today's event and the official launch of the Help Children Be Children. And to mark this event, we shall be having a countdown. But as we are waiting for the countdown, you might have noticed something happening here. Yeah? Together we are unstoppable. If you noticed, while this gentleman was painting, children were painting alongside him. Yeah? Now that goes to show that we need to let children be part of this process. Let them be part of the policy making. Let them be part of each and every step. Now, Also, allow me to invite partners for this campaign. Smart Girls, please come and join us here. Smart Girls. Thank you so much. Could I also invite a gentleman from Burn Radio to come and join us?
We can stand beside the screen. The police can also join us in. We are going to do a symbolic launch of the second edition of Help Children Be Children. The first launch we had was during COVID, and it was virtual. And people were trying to learn to be virtual. But right now, people are more enlightened about the virtual way of doing things. To be also straight to you, this event is live on YouTube. So our Inspector of Schools, there's a video on MTN YouTube, Uganda. It is there forever. So these schools can always access that and have this information of whatever has happened today here is documented to make sure that we disseminate and create more awareness in our schools. I know they have entertainment time on Saturdays, but they're watching movies and football. Not SC Villa or Uganda Cranes, but some foreign footballers. So we should have sessions before entertainment to run such videos in schools. You can make it something that HMs can take on to make sure that our kids do not miss out on such important and informative information. Yes, together with Agaba, our DJ and our countdown, is our countdown ready? And the drums. Yes, together we are unstoppable. So together we are with our partners here, with the police, government representatives, would want to do this together as we children. Those with smartphones, please be ready to scan the QR code and explore the link on how you are able to report a URL or information that you've seen online. Okay. So let's, to the count of 1, 2, 3, please let's go. All of us to the screens. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you can scan that with using your smartphone, and you're able to go to the link of Help Children Be Children and how you are able to report. So the link directs you to the Internet Watch Foundation. Okay? It will direct you to MTN website, then to the Internet Watch Foundation. And from the Internet Watch Foundation, there are questionnaires there on that link. What are you reporting? Is it sexual information? Is it abusive information? Is it bullying? Or if they don't fall in that category, you can say in others and also give a narrative of what that information is. Then there's a space where you have to enter the URL. You copy the URL of that or that link. You just name it or copy the URL and paste it in the space provided and submit report. So when you report that link, the chances that that link will appear to any other person will be very, very minimal or not at all, especially on the MTN network. It will be blocked from that from access. Anyone using MTN will not be able to see that link again. So our partners, Internet Watch Foundation, reports several of those links in hundreds of thousands. So the hackers, the bullies are not sleeping. They're doing the same. As they spoke about X, I'm also worried whether I should continue being on X, because it's become something else. Okay, thank you very much. That is, thank you for coming. We have something, we have a bite, so please don't leave. But also before you have a bite, we need our partners to first have a photo moment here at the backdrop. All our partners, police, Smart Girls, Pink Code, Burn Radio, Faces Up. As you walk to the podium for a group photo, we would want you to autograph this and also do some painting, final finishing as partners. Yes, yes. Oh, they want to take this picture of you here. You can stand up. Burn Radio, please join in. Okay.
Unstoppable, untouchable. God's plan for you, me say is unchangeable. Unstoppable, untouchable. God's plan for you, me say is unchangeable. Unstoppable.
Please look at the gentleman in black. He will guide us. If you're out of the photo, he will let you know. Okay. All right. After the photo, we are going to the art piece. We want to see whether you really did some fine art. So Faces Up is one of our partners that does art therapy with refugees and people in the slums. Tell the stories through art. So whenever we have such events, we invite them to showcase art therapy. It says pictures speak louder than words. Please come join in. And on the screens, as we do other things, there are tips.
We can do so much with integrity and agility. We can shoot so high. Together we can shine forever, bright as a sunny day. And I'm feeling alright. Oh, I'm dancing inside, fun like a holiday. And I'm flying so high, igniting my world. I'm feeling yellow, oh, oh, oh. I'm feeling yellow, oh, oh, oh. I'm feeling yellow, oh, oh, oh. I'm feeling yellow, oh, oh, oh.
Thank you, partners. When you're done with the art piece, please come to the backdrop for a group photo. We shall have the first group photo with all partners. We should be able to fit here. And then later we shall have